Hello friends, and welcome to the PowerBook Summary YouTube channel. Are you busy all day but still feel like you're not really accomplishing anything? Have you ever wondered why, despite working so hard, success still feels out of reach? The answer is simple. You're not working in the right direction. Yes, hard work alone isn't enough. What truly matters is focusing on the right thing. That's exactly what this amazing book, The One Thing, teaches us. The entire essence of this book is hidden in just one powerful question. What is the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This one question has the potential to change your life. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is flooded with tasks, checking your phone, emails, reading something, or preparing for meetings. But if you try to give equal attention to everything, you'll end up doing nothing properly. Why? Because human beings are not built for multitasking. The author, Keller, is a successful real estate business owner. Every time he achieved success, it was because he focused on just one thing. He realized that true results come when you give your full energy to one task at a time. Imagine you want to cut down a tree. Would you hit one tree once, then go to another, then another? Or would you keep striking the same tree again and again until it falls? Obviously, the second approach works. If you keep switching, the trees will stand tall and your axe will only get dull. This is exactly what happens when we split our energy into too many directions. Now let's dive deeper into the book. The author says we should keep asking ourselves this question: what is the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? As simple as it sounds, this question is incredibly powerful. It gives you clarity. It forces you to identify your top priority. Success is simple, the author says, but we make it complicated. We believe we have to do everything at once, but the truth is, we just need to do the right thing. This leads us to the next important idea, the domino effect. When you focus on the right task, it sets off a chain reaction like dominoes falling, making other tasks easier. For example, if you want to get fit, start by waking up early. That one habit can lead to regular workouts, healthier breakfasts, more energy during the day, and better sleep. One action can shift the direction of your entire life. Next, let's talk about time blocking. The author suggests setting aside a specific block of time every day for your most important task and protecting that time no matter what. Say you've decided to write your book every day from 9 to 11 a.m. During that time, you don't check your phone, emails, or take meetings. You focus only on writing. This habit alone can lead you to extraordinary results. A lot of people think they need to balance everything. But the author says life isn't about balance, it's about priority. You don't have to give everything equal time. You just have to give the right thing your best time. Now let's bust the myth of multitasking. The author says it clearly. Multitasking is a lie. When you try to do multiple things at once, your brain constantly switches between tasks, lowering your productivity. You never go deep enough into any one thing. That's why, if you want to achieve something big, focus on one task at a time. What about work-life balance? The truth is, when you're chasing a big goal, sometimes you have to lean into it completely. For instance, if you're writing a book, you might need to put other things aside for a few months. That's what it means to respect the value of your time. Next, let's talk about distractions. In today's world, we're constantly distracted by phone notifications, social media, emails. But if you give your attention to every little thing, you'll never complete anything important. Solution? Set a time each day for deep work. No phone, no internet. Just you and your task. Now here's a golden insight. Discipline is only needed at the beginning. Once something becomes a habit, it gets easier. Like waking up at the same time every day. After a few weeks, it feels natural. You also need to understand that willpower is limited. It's strongest in the morning. So, do your most difficult and important task first thing in the day. Just imagine, if you complete one important task every day, you'll accomplish 365 powerful steps in a year. That's how life changes. We often believe doing more means achieving more. But the truth is, success is a simple staircase. You climb one step at a time. Don't try to jump 5 steps at once. The author introduces a concept called goal setting to the now. Start with your long-term vision. Break it into yearly goals, then monthly, then weekly. And finally ask, what's the one thing I must do today? When you do that, your big dreams become real, one day at a time. How do you find your one thing? Start by asking, what's my biggest goal in life? What do I need to do this year to move toward it? What should I do this month, this week, today? This will give you daily clarity. Many people are afraid of success. They fear more responsibility or losing relationships. But when you move toward your true purpose, you'll meet like-minded people. Your confidence will grow. You'll understand yourself better. Let's talk about purpose. Having a strong purpose gives direction to your life. Without it, you get lost in random tasks. But when you know why you're doing something, every morning becomes energizing. Focus isn't something you achieve once. It's a constant battle. Every time your mind drifts, you bring it back. That's how you grow stronger. Think of a small seed. If it gets the right sunlight and water every day, it becomes a huge tree. In the same way, if you nurture your one thing daily, your success will grow deep and unshakable. Now let's talk about procrastination. We often delay the very task that could change our lives because it's hard or scary. But that's the task you must do first. That is your one thing. Also, your environment matters. If you're around focused, motivated people, you'll start acting the same way. But if you're surrounded by negative, lazy people, they'll drag you down. So build an environment that supports your goals. And finally, learn the power of saying no. To protect your focus, you must say no to many things. Unnecessary tasks, invitations, meetings, even people. It's not easy, but every no to something unimportant is a yes to your true purpose. Some people avoid their one thing because they're afraid of leaving other things behind. But remember that one right thing will make everything else easier. So, how long should you work on your one thing? Until it's done. Every day. Whether it's 30 minutes or 2 hours, protect that time. Just think, if you work on your one thing for 1 hour every day for a year, that's 365 hours. The equivalent of 15 full days of deep, focused work. Imagine what kind of transformation that could bring. Review your priorities regularly. Ask yourself every week, am I on the right track? Am I focusing on the most important thing? If the answer is no, reset, adjust, refocus. Remember, the one thing is not just for your career. It's equally important in your personal life. If your one thing is spending time with family, then make time for it. Otherwise, no matter how much money you make, something will always be missing. But without true satisfaction, success will always feel incomplete. That's why your one thing can be different in different areas of life. But in every area, it's important to identify it and give it the time it deserves. The author says, many people keep running through life without clear goals. But those who understand their one thing, they work less and achieve more. Their lives are simpler, but far more successful. Now let's talk about distractions, the habits that pull us away from our most important work. The author explains that in today's world, distraction has become an epidemic. Endless mobile notifications, meaningless conversations, constant social media scrolling. These all break our focus into pieces. And when your attention is scattered, you can never go deep in one direction. That's why the author says, start your day with your most important task. Use that peaceful, fresh energy in the morning to focus only on your one thing. And during that time, shut out all distractions. Next, the author introduces another powerful concept: time blocking. This means setting a specific block of time in your day for just one task. Let's say you block 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day to work on your one thing. During this time, no phone calls, no meetings, no social media, just you and your mission. Author says those who respect their calendar and time blocks achieve extraordinary results over time. Now comes a deep insight about willpower. Willpower is not unlimited. It fades as the day goes on. In the morning, your mind is fresh and energy levels are high. But as the day progresses, your self-control gets weaker. That's why it's crucial to do your hardest, most important task early in the day. Think about it. Have you ever tried making a tough decision late at night? Chances are you postponed it. That's because your willpower was already exhausted. So the author says, eat the frog, meaning finish the toughest, most important task first thing in the morning. Now let's discuss another common challenge: multitasking. Many people think they're great at multitasking. But the truth is, our brains can only focus on one thing at a time. When we constantly switch tasks, our productivity drops. We get mentally tired, and the quality of our work suffers. The author calls this the switching cost. Every time you move from one task to another, your brain slows down briefly. That's why the smartest approach is single tasking. Now the author explains how success follows the domino effect. Just like a small domino can knock down a much larger one. A small, right decision, a focused action taken at the right time, can lead to massive success over time. But the key is to knock down the first domino, meaning focus on your one thing. Then the book explores what the author calls the lies of productivity, things we believe to be true, but which actually hold us back. Lie number 1: everything matters equally. We often think every task is important, but in reality, only a few things truly make a difference. The rest just create business. So, identify your most important task first, then organize everything else around it. Line number 2: multitasking works. As we already discussed, this is the enemy of focus. Line number 3: you need to live a disciplined life. The author says we don't need to be disciplined in every area. We just need discipline in a few key habits. Once these habits become strong, they run on autopilot. Line number 4: willpower is always available on demand. Many people believe they can summon willpower anytime, but it's actually limited and best used in the morning when it's at its peak. Line number 5: you need a balanced life. The author challenges this idea too. When you're chasing a big goal, some imbalance is necessary. To achieve extraordinary results, you have to break the routine. Line number 6: big is bad. From childhood, we're told not to dream too big. But the author says thinking big is the real starting point. Big dreams create big inspiration and help you identify the one thing that will get you there. Here comes a truly inspiring insight. Every time you work on your one thing, you become a better version of yourself. When you prioritize it every day, something new awakens within you. Your confidence grows, your fears shrink, your focus sharpens, and gradually, you become the person you were meant to be. Author says, the one thing is not just a strategy. It's a mindset, a way of life, a lifestyle where every day, you ask, what's the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And when you honestly search for the answer, your entire life begins to move in the right direction. Now, the author offers some practical suggestions. Start each day with your one thing. Write it down. Block time for it in your calendar. Review weekly. Ask yourself, how much progress did I make? Was I focused or distracted? Share your goal with your family or team so they can support you. Simplify your environment. Remove things that pull your attention away. Aim to get 1% better every day. Over time, these small improvements add up to massive success. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful themes of the book, the power of asking questions. The author says, a good question gives direction to your thinking. A great question can change your life, and the most powerful question you can ask daily is, what is the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Let's break this question down. What is the one thing I can do? What is that one action that only I can take, which is truly important, such that by doing it, if I do this one thing, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Then other tasks will either become simpler or irrelevant. This question may sound simple, but if you ask it every morning and honestly search for the answer, it brings amazing clarity to your life. Now the author explains that this question has two forms. This focusing question can be applied to every area of your life, whether it's your health, career, relationships, or financial goals. For example, in health, the question could be, what's the one thing I can do for my physical health, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? The answer might be, walking for 30 minutes every morning. In your career, the question might be, what's the one thing I can do in my job today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? The answer could be, serving clients on time and delivering my best. The author also explains how powerful this question is when it comes to goal setting. Let's say your dream is to become a millionaire in 5 years. You would ask yourself, what's the one thing I need to do this year to make that happen? What do I need to do this month, this week, and today? When you break down big goals into small focused steps like this, your one thing becomes crystal clear. Now the author introduces another deep insight. Extraordinary success is sequential, not simultaneous. Meaning, you don't achieve greatness by doing everything at once. You do it step by step, one thing at a time. So those who consistently prioritize their one thing build a chain reaction, domino effect that leads to massive results over time. Now let's talk about the enemies of focus. The first enemy is your environment. If you're trying to study or work, but your room is full of distractions like notifications, TV noise, or people interrupting you, your mind can't focus. That's why the author says, create a sacred space for your one thing. A space with no distractions. A space where every day you focus only on your goal. The second enemy is saying yes to everything. From childhood, we're taught to please people and say yes often. But the author says, behind every yes to someone else is a hidden no to your own priorities. So to protect your one thing, you have to learn to say no politely, firmly, and clearly. The third enemy is the fear of failure. Many people know their one thing, but they don't act on it. Why? Because they're afraid. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? But the author reminds us, failure is the path to mastery. Every great person has failed over and over, but they never gave up on their one thing. So even if you're afraid, take the step. Because true courage means moving forward in spite of fear. Now let's talk about the importance of a support system. When you're deeply focused on your one thing, you need the support of your family, friends, team members. If they don't know what your one thing is, they might unintentionally distract you. That's why communication is essential. Talk to your close ones. Tell them what you're working on, why it matters, and how they can support you. The author also says, one thing is not just about work, it's a life philosophy. You can apply it to every part of your life. For example, in health, your one thing could be daily exercise and relationships. Having a deep, meaningful 10-minute conversation with your partner every day. In spirituality, regular meditation. In self-growth, reading 10 pages every day. Now imagine if you choose one thing in every area of your life and give it your full attention daily. Slowly, every part of your life will start to transform. The author shares many powerful real-life examples of people who found success through the power of one thing. One man came to the author and said, "I want to lose weight, but I keep failing." The author asked, "What's the one thing you can do for your health?" He replied, "Walk every morning, that's it." The author said, "Just do that. Forget everything else for now." In 3 months, the man started walking daily. Then, he improved his diet. Then he joined a gym. In 6 months, his entire lifestyle had changed because he committed to one small thing. Another example. An entrepreneur who worked 10 hours a day but saw little result. The author gave him a simple time block. Plan from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Focus only on one thing, no calls, no distractions. Within a month, his productivity doubled. There are countless such stories in the book, proving one simple truth. The power of one thing is real. So friends, the one thing teaches us that to achieve greatness in life, we don't need to do 100 things. We just need to find that one thing, the most impactful action that will make everything else easier or unnecessary. The author repeats this idea again and again. Stay away from distractions. Make time for your one thing every day. And don't move to the next task until it's done. This is the path to extraordinary success, whether it's your career, your health, your relationships, or your financial goals. So starting today, ask yourself this powerful question in every area of life. What's the one thing I can do, such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Then, without delay, focus all your energy on that one thing. If you found this book summary helpful, give the video a like. And in the comments, let us know, what is your one thing right now? And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, make sure to do it now. Because here, we bring you the best lessons from the world's most powerful books, lessons that can reshape your thinking, clarify your direction, and bring you closer to your goals. And before you go, here's one last question. Have you completed your one thing today? Or did you get caught up in everything else and delay what truly matters? Think about it. We'll see you in the next story from another life-changing book. Until then, take care, stay mindful, and stay focused on your one thing. Thank you.